G'day, Josh here with Chess Rush, and Season 2 unfortunately has been pushed back just a little bit due to an App Store review issue that I'm sure Tencent are working through with as much priority as possible. So we are just dragging out Season 1 a touch longer, but I thought I would take this opportunity to actually go through the Season 2 patch notes that we've been given access to at this stage. That's not to say that there won't be more changes that we didn't necessarily see in my preview video or in these patch notes, but at this point in time, it's what we've been given the information for. And a big part of that will actually be going through and breaking down some of the key stat and combo changes that have taken place for Season 2. So you'll be fully aware of exactly the details and you'll be able to jump in and explore the new meta in Season 2. So we already know that there's going to be a new ranking system. Currently, if I click on... Oh, it's actually vanished from the left-hand side there. The Season 1 is no longer available on the left here, but you can see that my rank at this point in time, I can just do it this way, was King in... Here we go. So I got to Rook in Classic, King in Turbo, Rook in Co-op, and Rider in Squad. So all those will be merged into a single rank. That's already been touched on in the Discord server and shared out by Tencent's official social media. So that is not necessarily a surprise. And obviously we also have the brand new look for Lilith and Unicorn Cavalier, who has become Wolf Cavalier in Season 2. You saw that in my preview video. Obviously there's going to be a new battle pass, new season rewards and things like that, as well as a new Gashapon machine, which is a brand new way to earn characters in Season 2. Something that I didn't necessarily touch on was changes to the way that Squad Clash mode works. So, Squad Clash visual and gameplay experience will be optimized. The UI will be clearer, showing which of your heroes will deploy to which player. This is when you're sending reinforcements across after you've won on your board. There will be special labels for your heroes when they are on your teammates' board, which will make them easier to see. The gameplay system will better pick your strongest heroes as reinforcement units, and you won't lose the demon effect when you receive a demon from your teammate anymore. So I'm not sure if you're aware, if you haven't played much Squad Clash, you can actually gain combos as you get those reinforcements, but getting an additional demon won't cost you the demon combo, which is fantastic. The ranking points will also slightly change. The winning team will gain 80 points and the losing team will lose 80 points. The MVP will actually gain 10 extra points, and the SVP, the best player on the losing team, will lose 10 less points. So there is a slight benefit to being MVP and SVP, which is essentially just dealing the most damage. Then, of course, there's also the bot mode that we've been made aware of, where you can essentially just create a custom mode only against bots and you can skip the prep rounds, which is amazing. If you've finished doing everything, you can just advance straight to the next battle, which you are not able to do in regular modes. Now, this is where we get to the meat of this video. We're going to jump into the hero book here and we're going to go through. We've already seen that Sword Dancer has been made a legendary, but she has had her stats adjusted as well. So let's go ahead and look through here. So she's got obviously going to go from 4 crystals to 5 crystals in terms of her cost, but her HP is also going to increase. Currently at 1 star it's 2250, 4500 and max of 9000 HP at 3 star. That will actually go all the way up to 2800, 5600 and 11200 at 3 star. Her damage output is also going to go from 1200 there all the way up to 1600 at 3 stars. So she actually 1200 is her minimum attack damage. No, this is actually, I'm not entirely sure whether it's minimum or maximum. It doesn't say. They do have a range, minimum and max. So anyway, attack damage will certainly increase. We don't have the exact figures on that. Minimum damage at 3 star will be 1200, maximum damage at will be 1600. So there's definitely a significant increase there. So I believe just what that is, the 1200 going up to 600, but we'll have to wait to see that exactly. Now, Head Reaper has also been increased in cost to a 4-cost hero now, and an epic hero. And once again, some adjustments there. So attack speed, you can see there is 1.2. That will be slightly increased. I'm not, once again, not entirely sure of the exact value yet, but I do know that that will be increased. More info, of course, will come when Season 2 launches. Once again, attack damage being increased there as well. So the attack damage will be going up quite significantly. Let's have a look at the 3-star version there. So the 900 there should be going up to around 1200 for the attack damage for Head Reaper at 4 cost. HP also going up. Max HP at 3-star is 7200. That will increase to 8800. And obviously the earlier star levels there as well. And the other thing is the target HP, part of his ability, Death from Above. If target's HP is below 30%, this ability will deal 3 times damage. Now that 30% actually increases to 40% at 2-star and 50% at 3-star. Currently it doesn't change at all, no matter what star rating you have, Head Reaper, but that will actually increase and he'll get better and better as you level him up as well. So that is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Now let's jump in and look at Joey, as she's had her ability reworked. Currently, she just plants a bomb that explodes after 3 seconds, dealing significant physical damage. The issue with that is people can move away after 3 seconds and sometimes her bomb does no damage. So what her new ability will actually do is she will stun a random enemy. 3 seconds later, then the stun or the chains or whatever it is that's holding that enemy down will explode and cause the enemy and 3 grids surrounding to take magic damage, 1200, 1800 and 2400 depending on the star rating of Joey. And as I said, because it takes 3 seconds for that to release, if she gets interrupted during that time, or if the stun, I guess, gets interrupted during that time, then it will explode early and not cause maximum damage. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like that's a slight buff, but sometimes it will feel like a nerf, because if a bomb placement was really good and was going to deal a whole bunch of damage, it's an amazing amount of damage. This is guaranteeing it'll always deal damage now, which is obviously good, but it won't necessarily deal as much top-end damage. But at least it does guarantee that it does deal damage. Now, jumping back out to a couple of combos that have been completely reworked. Hunter being the first. Let's bring up Hunters. There we go. Currently, 3 Hunters increase attack damage of ally Hunters by 25% and 6 Hunters increase attack damage of ally Hunters by 60%. The new combo in Season 2 will actually be for 3 Hunters. All allied Hunters have a 20% chance to receive 100% attack speed boost, and 6 Hunters give all allied Hunters a 60% chance to receive plus 100% attack speed boost again. So the attack speed boost is always the same, plus 100, so double the attack speed. At 3 Hunters, you have a 20% chance or a 1 in 5 chance of that happening. And at 6 Hunters, you have a 60% or a 3 in 5 chance of that happening. So aligned with Goblins, that could be really interesting. There could be a viable Hunter Goblin build, especially as Berserker got a buff there as well. So really looking forward to experimenting with Hunters and Goblins next season to see if that is actually a viable build in the Season 2 meta. And the other change is Sorcerers. This is a really interesting one. So currently, when you have 3 or 6 Sorcerers, you reduce enemy magic resistance by 20 or by 60. And that then affects any hero that's on your team that is dealing magic damage. Now, magic damage only comes out of abilities, and not all abilities deal magic damage, but often you would see, for instance, Cyborgs run with 3 Sorcerers because Cyborgs had some abilities that dealt magic damage. T300 War Machine's a good example of that. So it was often decent to pair some Sorcerers with Cyborgs, for instance, to deal additional magic damage. Now, in Season 2, it will actually read 3 Sorcerers means allied sorcerers gain plus 40% magic damage, and 6 sorcerers mean allied sorcerers gain plus 100% magic damage. So it actually means that the sorcerers themselves will deal more damage with their abilities, but it doesn't buff magic damage from other non-sorcerer heroes anymore. So once again, not entirely sure if that's a buff or a nerf at this stage, because the sorcerers themselves will actually do more damage, but it means that non-sorcerers won't deal as much magic damage. So going to be very interesting to see just where sorcerers stand in Season 2 as well. And that's basically it. That's a summary of where we're at in terms of patch notes that we have access to at this stage. Not entirely sure if there'll be more. One thing I would like to comment on is we did see a little while ago in an Ask the Devs session that was shared out on social media that a small new class was in the works. I'm not entirely sure how many heroes that will consist of. My guess would be 4 new heroes. It doesn't look like that will be dropping at the start of Season 2, as we didn't see that on the test server, but that doesn't mean it won't be coming soon. So really, really hope that that does drop sooner rather than later, as that will once again mix up the meta even further. No idea on what that new class will be or what those heroes look like, but you can be absolutely sure they'll be dropping a breakdown video on that when it does drop in game. So let me know what you think of these patch notes in the comments down below. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of my future content.